Show. Step off.
It's time for the main event.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this right here is the one and only Tom Clark's Main Event. What's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. What's going on? I nailed it this time. Did you notice that? I nailed the intro. I got a new countdown. Did you like the timer? I made that a couple days ago. I thought I'd change it up. Everybody uses the same thing. You know me, I don't like to use the same thing. I like to change it up, make it new, make it fresh, make it real, right? Do it myself. I'm very DIY over here, baby. If you're looking for prefab stuff, if you're looking for Tom done got this somewhere else, you're wrong, okay? Because I'm DIY from top to bottom. And it shows. I'm nothing if not self-deprecating, baby. What's going on, kids? Welcome back to the program. Tom Clark here with you as always. Happy Friday to you. Hope you and yours are doing fantastic. How's your week been? How's everybody doing out there? I want to thank you for tuning in here today. If you are here today in the crowd and you've never seen the show, I'm Tom. What's up? This is the Main Event, going strong since 2014. We're here doing our thing. And yeah, couldn't be happier, baby. You're looking at episode number 329. Had a really good week. Got some things on the front burner, back burner as well. Lots to talk about. Lots going on. Do me a favor, kids, before we get cranking and say hellos out there today in Facebook land, please smash the like button. If you are listening to this podcast today, and, well, maybe not today, but whenever, and you don't watch the video part of the main event, boy, are you missing out, because we have loads of fun here, okay? That's the truth. Everybody here has fun. Y'all know you do. You get to look at me the whole time. What more could you ask for? I got the hoodie on today. Want to know why? Because our week of 80-degree weather here in North Carolina is gone. It's over. It is done. It is expired. It has ceased to be, okay? We are back to wintertime, baby. It's 9 degrees outside. I'm kidding. It's not 9 degrees, but it sure as freak feels like it. You want to know why? Because I stays cold. I'm cold all the time. I am cold nature. Cold-blooded. That's me, baby. Believe that. So, anyway, there we are. Again, kids, smash the like button for me. Before we get cranking here today, I want to remind you of something. Check the ticker at the bottom, boinkstudios.com. If you want to know all there is to know about Tom Clark's Main Event, Tom Clark's 6M podcast, and Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast, you need to look no further than boinkstudios.com. B-O-I-N-K Studios, one word, boinkstudios.com. I'm going to drop the link right now. And consider it dropped. There it is, boinkstudios.com. Go check out the website. And hey, feel free to bookmark that sucker and share it on your socials. That'd mean loads to me. Again, kids, smash that like button and share this on your Facebook page, your Twitter, your Instagram, wherever they can take a link, share it. Is anyone here on Blue Sky? I'm on Blue Sky. I haven't interacted on there in a while. Blue Sky is like that big. Compared to everybody else, it's that big. It is what it is. I'm okay with that. Hopefully one day it'll get big. You know what I mean? We need a social media platform to come along and replace Twitter. Or X, or whatever they're calling it. X is going to give it to you. Not so much. Dumpster fire over there. They know it too. They know it. It is what it is. Let's get the like button up there, kids. Everybody smash it for me. We're at 6. Let's get it to 10. Let's get this cranking. Let's start saying hello to everybody. And let's start making some things happen. We got loads to talk about here today, kids. We got a jam-packed show for you. Lots of topics in the queue, as they say. Things to talk about. Let's get it. Ray all day. What's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Ray and Phil Lindsay and I. Shout out Phil Lindsay. We did a 6M this past Wednesday on training day. Very fun episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it. By the way, as again, shout out to Phil Lindsay. I did some counting here today, kids, and turns out Phil and I have recorded 129 episodes of the 6M. That doesn't count his guest spots on the main event, of which there might be 10, give or take, maybe, but 129 episodes of the 6M. I've podcasted more with Phil than I've podcasted with anybody, so that's pretty cool, yeah? So I had to put that out there today. So the next time he and I record, which should be Wednesday, that'll be episode 130 episodes for us in the can. So it's pretty cool, man. Great guy. Go check out Phil on Grapsity and also on Bleacher Report. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. Phil's got a little something cooking in the pipeline as well. Mum's the word on that. And if things progress forward, he'll have hopefully a cool announcement to make in the next 2 weeks or so. We shall see about that. Hopefully your boy will too. We shall see about that as well. Mean Gene back on the program. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Thank you, Robbie. Robbie's acknowledging my title. You see in Japanese, Tom Clark, a.k.a. Oh Captain, My Captain. Please feel free to call me Oh Captain, My Captain. I've been called much worse. Let's keep it clean, all right? It's PG, baby. What's going on, Keith? Good to see you. Josh, what's going on? Sugar Shane, what's going on? Rebecca, good to see you. Ray, telling me I look 14. Shane says, 38 years ago today, Dusty Rhodes made his world famous Hard Times. I think it's the best promo in the history of the business. I know this is subjective. It's my opinion. You guys can take that or you can leave it. I love it so much. Love it. That thing still puts tears in my eyes. You know what else put tears in my eyes? A match I saw in Power Struggle this past weekend for New Japan. I'm not kidding. What's up, Lance? Good to see you. Dudes at Ringside Wrestling Podcast. Go check it out. Ron Emerson's here. What's up? The Saint. And what's the name of the show? Holy Lord, I apologize, my friend. It's been a long week. Anyway, go follow Ron if you will. Let's see. Ray has ordered a mic. Ray, send me what you ordered. You don't have to drop it here. Send me what you ordered. I'm curious what you got. I'm going to put over Ray for a second, not because he watches every week and tends to butter me up. Ray's second outing on a podcast was much better than the first, and his first one was fine, but the second one, he was more relaxed, more dialed in. It takes a while to find your footing. I'll tell you this, whatever you sound like today, you won't sound like 6 months from now. You'll find yourself, if you stick to this, you'll find yourself completely like, maybe not a different person, but dude, you just develop your own voice in time. You develop how you sound, you develop your opinions and your inflection, right? How to engage with the audience. Things will change, especially if you decide to go live at some point, if you decide to do your own show. So, send me that information. Drop it in Discord or drop it in Discord. By the way, kids, if you are not in the Boink Studios Discord, all you got to do is visit this link. This is boinkstudios.com. The links to all of our social media, myself included, and to all the podcasts and to the Discord is right there on the front page of boinkstudios.com. And we are broadcasting here today live on boinkstudios.com. Just go to the website and click the main event link on the front page, and you'll see me. I'm there in all my glory, and I'm doing my thing, baby. So there you go. And again, thanks much, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Keep smashing that like button, if you will, kids. Means loads to me. And let's get to it. Let's get cranky. You guys ready? Let's do this. Right out the gate, I want to talk a little bit about Will Ospreay. This past weekend at NJPW Power Struggle, Will Ospreay faced Shota Umino for the NJPW United Kingdom Championship. He also brought the NJPW United States Championship because Shota wanted that belt. Shota is a very interesting character. If you guys don't know anything about New Japan, just humor me for a minute and I'll tell you. So he basically became Jon Moxley's young boy when he was there, okay, before he grew his hair out and he was just losing all the time, and before he took not sabbatical, but his excursion and came back and became the Shota Umino that we know today. I mean, the guy looks like Tanahashi, and he wrestles like it's hard. I mean, I heard this comparison. I can't remember what it was said, but like he tries to use the style of Moxley because he was Moxley's guy for a while. You know what I mean? His entrance music's very similar. He always comes out holding Mox's leather jacket and everything. But Mox was in Japan this past weekend for Power Struggle, and he faced the Great O'Khan, and he and Great O'Khan tore the place up. I mean, physically tore the place up. Trashed chairs and tables and went nuts and went crazy. And it was, it's Mox in Japan. Mox in Japan's like Bruiser Brody in Japan. Just look out. You know what I mean? But Will Ospreay had a heck of a match with Shota Umino. It was one of the best matches of the year, in my opinion. And every time, basically, Will Ospreay works, it's one of the best matches of the year. Honestly, it really, truly is. The guy is freaking phenomenal. And there's rumors going around that he could land with WWE. I don't know if this is true or not. We've talked a little bit about this in the past. I'm going to be straight with you kids right now. I just don't know how I feel about a Will Ospreay run in WWE. I will say this, as I've said many times in the past about whoever we're talking about, whether it was Punk or Pillman or whoever, if it's something that person wants to do and they get the right amount of money and they're happy and it's good for them and the right move for their family and something they want to do, I say go make your money, man. I say go get your check. You know what I mean? Go do your thing, dude, for real. And like if it's what he wants to do, let him go do it. Do I think he's going to go? In my opinion, I don't think we'll see Ospreay in WWE, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. None of this is an exact science, kids. And even if you're the smartest guy in the room, which I never claim to be, even the smartest guy in the room tends to get it wrong occasionally, right? It's the truth. Even a broken clock is right twice in a day, right? I mean, it's just how it is, man. Do I think that we'll see him there? No, I don't think we'll see him there. Ray's talking about Impact. I can't see him in Impact on a full-time basis. But again, I could be wrong. All this could be just pure conjecture and speculation on my part. The truth is, he signs with whoever he wants to sign with, and he just couldn't be happier and is having the best time of his life. I don't know. He might go WWE and in a year beat Roman, because watch Roman not lose to Cody next year. Hey, look, I think they want to get they want to get Roman to that Hogan record. And doing that means that Cody doesn't beat him at Mania next year. Now, do I think that'll happen? Not necessarily. I've been saying for more than a full calendar year that next year is his Mania to win it all and for this whole bloodline thing to come to an end. Do I think it'll happen? I don't trust that company as far as I could, not watch it. I don't know. But honestly, I think that they've made so much money with this bloodline gimmick. They've sold so much merch, and they've done so many ratings and featured it so many hundreds of times on TV if they featured it once. And at this point, maybe their thought is, if it ain't broke, don't break it. I don't know. Who knows? But I mean, we shall see what happens. But again, if it were me putting money on this, and I don't bet on anything in pro wrestling, you'd be crazy to do it, okay? But if I did, I would say Ospreay will sign with AEW before he would ever sign with WWE. But again, I could be wrong. Don't take this as the word of God. It's the word of Tom. You can pray to me if you want to. Won't get you very far, okay? But anyway, it's whatever you think, man. But it's, I would love to see Ospreay on the worldwide platform of WWE. Does that mean I want to see him go there? No, it doesn't. But that's me talking. Maybe other people just can't wait to see him there. I have no idea. What's going on, Alma? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Oh, yeah. Good for you, man. That's good. Wow, good news all the way around. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, kids. We'll stay in tune with this, and we'll follow this story as it progresses. If anything comes up, we'll share it here with you on the show and let you guys know, give you our analysis on it. As I always do, I'll give you my best analysis on it, then let you make the decision whether or not you like it. How's about that? Let's talk a little bit about the aforementioned Power Struggle. If you didn't watch it, you missed a heck of a show. Ray All Day spends $10 a month on the New Japan World app, which, by the way, is now available on Fire Stick. And not a Fire Stick, excuse me, on Roku. It's now available on Roku. And it's also available on iOS for the first time. Believe that. I'm very happy. I can stream New Japan on an app on my phone versus opening the browser, because that sucks. So yeah, it's available on Roku now, beginning 2 days ago, or yesterday, excuse me. So if you haven't coughed up $10 a month yet, I highly recommend it. Ray will vouch for me. Ray, vouch for me. Tell all the wrestling fans watching and listening that it's a wise investment and you love it. Because I know you do. Robbie says Roman would have to hold on to the title until 2029 to beat Bruno's record. I don't see it happening. Cool. Well, you know what? Weirder things have happened, dude. I don't see it happening either. But you know what? I don't know. Roman will be 51 by that time. I don't know. I don't know how to be. So yeah, again, if you didn't see the Power Struggle show, you missed a good one. Let's roll down the card here. If we can, please. Boltin Oleg. By the way, if you don't know who Boltin Oleg is, look him up. That dude's going to be somebody. I promise you that. You're going to be talking about Boltin Oleg for the next 10 years, if not more. I'm not messing around. Look him up. Boltin Oleg, the DKC, and Ryusuke Taguchi defeated Strong Machine J, Mizuki Jr., and Yoshiki Kato by submission in a six-man tag team match. The United Empire of Callum Newman and Jeff Cobb defeated Youngblood, Oscar Lube, and Yuto Nakashima by pinfall in a tag team match. El Desperado, I got it. Master Wato and El Desperado defeated Ichiban Sweet Boys, Kosei Fujita, and Robbie Eagles. Musai Komatsu and Bullet Club War Dogs, Drilla Maloney and Clark Connors by pinfall in a four-way tag team match. Boom. Intergalactic Jet Setters, Kevin Knight and Kushida and Tama Tonga defeated Los Ingobernables de Japón of Bushi, Titan, and Shingo Takagi in a six-man tag team match. Los Ingobernables de Japón once again. This time, Tetsuya Naito and Yota Tsuji defeated just five guys, Yuya Uemura and Sonata, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Sonata, by the way, by pinfall in a tag team match. David Finlay with Gato defeated Tonga Loa with Jado in a singles match. John Moxley, as we said before, tussled, had a good old-fashioned Donnybrook with the great Okan and defeated that dude in a double countout in a very fun match. And looked like if you got in the way, you was going to get killed. But it was fun to watch, okay? So, yeah, that was fun. He did a double countout, but then they restarted the match. So John defeated Great Okan by submission. Let's clarify that. It only went about 14 minutes. Felt like it lasted 30. But it was fun. Chaos, Kazuchika Okada and Tomohiro Ishii and Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated TMDK, Zack Sabre Jr., Mikey Nichols, and Shane Haste to retain the never openweight six-man tag team championships. I kind of thought TMDK was going to go over. I think I may have predicted that, actually. Catch 22, Francesca Akira and TJP defeated a House of Torture, Sho and Yoshinobu Kanemaru in the 2023 Super Junior Tag League Finals. Thank God. And then you know what happened after that? Here comes the Bullet Club War Dogs, and they just desecrated the whole thing. Just messed it all up. Hiromu Takahashi defeated Taiji Ishimori to retain the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. I'm going to tell you something about these two guys. Every time these two guys work a match against each other, it's gold. And this was no exception. These two guys have such incredible chemistry. It's just off the charts, man. And then in your main event, Will Ospreay, along with Callum Newman, defeated Shota Umino by pinfall to retain the IWGP United Kingdom Heavyweight Championship. After this match was over, Mox was at ringside already. He and Ospreay had a face-off. Let's also mention that Will Ospreay and Shota Umino had a great moment. Shota had tears in his eyes. They bowed to each other. You know, Shota's done exceptionally well in the past couple of years, and it's thanks in large part to Mox. It's thanks in large part to his training and also to Will Ospreay. So these two guys have a very powerful connection in the ring. I'm sure outside of it too. What a great match. Go out of your way to see that if you've not seen it. It's very much worth your time. Excellent, excellent match, by the way. But it was ruined basically because Ospreay and Mox had a face-off, and then here come David Finlay, who just screwed everything up, and he destroyed both championship belts. This sets up a three-way next year at Wrestle Kingdom for these titles. And apparently New Japan is going to create a new title to replace both the UK and United States Championship. Don't know what it's going to be called. No idea. We shall see. But they're now booked for Wrestle Kingdom. Again, just wanted to run this card down. If you guys are into it, check it out. If you're not into it, it is what it is. I always encourage everybody out there, if you're a wrestling fan, to please give New Japan a chance. I do not believe you will be disappointed. Everybody, please welcome to the show in the crowd, Christopher Ray Patton, CRP. What's up? Chris and I we did Tucker and Dale versus Evil for the Halloween episode of the 6M podcast. Go check it out. A lot of fun on that. Have you listened to it, Chris? I think it came out really well, actually. I always clean up the audio and everything and do some editing, but not a whole lot, honestly, to be done. I thought it came out really good. My opinion. I'll get Andy. What's going on? Hey, Andy, hold tight, brother. We're going to get there. I promise you. It's in the queue. I promise you. Yeah, Shane, good point. Ospreay versus Alexander next week on Impact. Should be good. Should be very good. Rob says he only got it because a buddy slipped in brass knuckles. It was a disgrace. What are we talking about? All because, well, it is what it is. You guys know how this game is played. You know how this game is played. What's up, E? Good to see you, my friend. E's talking in all caps, which means he's yelling at everybody. Chris, same here, man. Yeah, Chris, you are very easy to record with, dude. If you're not careful, you end up recording 129 episodes with me, as Phil has done. If you're not careful, next thing you know, it'll be 3 years later, and you're like, "Oh my God, there's too much of this Tom dude. It's insane." Yeah, it's so much easier for me when I can record with people that it's. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? I mean, it's anyway, but it's so much easier when, first of all, you like the person you're recording with, you have things in common, and you can play off of each other. I think we do pretty well, honestly. But that's the opinion of the guy what's doing it, right? Not a fan, not an audience member. It's the guy doing it. What kind of opinion is that? Hey, man, it's better than nothing, right? You like those lights? It looks like I have a halo. You like that? I'm really digging the life out of that new backdrop, aren't you? I know you are. Shut up. Ray, we're going to get you. Ray's ordered a mic. Did everybody see that earlier? Ray, we're going to set you up. You need to set yourself up. Listen, you and I are going to talk off mic, and we're going to go through some details about it. And if you're ever serious about doing your own show, I can help you with that. Now, you're going to be the one that's going to have to do it. All right, but we may even run it under the Boing Studios banner if it's something you're interested in doing. Let me know what you think. No pressure. Whatever you want to do. No pressure. E, you did not win your election on Tuesday. Oh, dude, that sucks, man. Hey, go get them next time, man. Don't give up. Don't tap out. Montrese is here. Montrese makes some pretty children. I know that sounds like a weird compliment to give somebody, especially a female, so I don't mean to disrespect. Her kids are freaking beautiful, man. That little girl of yours, Montrese. Holy Lord, what a little angel she is, man. Yeah, Ray, I saw that. When I get a chance, I'll check it out. Jason, I have no news on Randy Orton possibly returning. It's like the biggest will he or won't he of the calendar year, I believe, right? It's the truth. We'll see what happens. If I hear anything, I'll definitely let you guys know. All right, let's talk about Crown Jewel. Since you guys is talking about it, let's talk about this show here. Who watched the Crown Jewel debacle? I mean show. I'm kidding. I tease. Everybody relax, okay? Here's what happened in case you didn't see it. Sami Zayn defeated JD McDonough. Still have a weird time calling him that. Really weird time calling him that. Jordan Devlin. I don't know what we're doing. Seth. Hold on. Seth freaking Rollins defeated Drew McIntyre to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Rhea Ripley defeated Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark in a fatal five-way to retain the Women's World Championship. Solo Sikoa defeated John Cena. Everybody beats John Cena. More on that in a bit. Logan Paul is your new WWE United States champion. How you think about that? He done cheated, yo. He done cheated. He took the coward's way out. He's a cad. He's a scoundrel. He's a villain. He wears a black hat and twirls a mustache. That's what he's be doing. Look. It's okay to praise the guy for his athleticism is off the charts. He took to this pro wrestling stuff like crazy. Okay. And there was the spot where he basically saved Ray from like jacking up his entire face and head. How he caught him. Good on him for, catching him, honestly. Because we want everybody to be safe and walk away from these matches under their own power, yeah? So honestly, good on him. However, I don't have to be a fan, and I'm not a fan. And it has nothing to do with this guy's character in the ring. It has everything to do with the guy. Tom, do you know him personally? No, I don't. It's a good point. Maybe he's the salt of the earth. But for me personally, not really a fan of stuff. I'm just saying. Montrese, you are very welcome. Let's see. Ray says, I would have watched Crown Jewel, but I had to take a nap, which was much better. Has anybody watched it, by the way? Did anybody check out the show? Who's got thoughts on Crown Jewel? Great point, my friend. Happy early Veterans Day. Observed today, but it's actually tomorrow, right? Yeah, man. Happy Veterans Day observed, and happy early Veterans Day to everyone that has served the country here in the U.S. of A. Yeah. So, I've joked around before about this pay-per-view being called Blood Money. I'm not going to back down from that. I won't back down from that. That's how I feel. Lot of WWE's income per year, a lot of their profit, I believe, hinges on the Saudi shows. Look, it is what it is, man. I mean, it's, no sense in sitting back and getting mad about it and screaming and cursing and wishing and wanting and hoping and praying. What's the point of all that? They're going to do what they're going to do. If you're going to be a fan of that company, you're going to watch their program and you're going to watch their product, you're going to attend their events and watch their product on TV, live or on tape or whatever that looks like, you have to know this is part of the deal. So I won't rant too awful much on it, other than to say I'm not a fan of the dealings with the Saudis. That's just me. And guess what? WWE didn't call me and ask me what I think. Nobody asked my opinion of anything. So guess what? They can do whatever they want to do, I guess. Not my call, all right? Chris says it was a fun show overall. Some solid matches. Did I watch long? Oh, that's right. Nice. By the way, I never put over Chris's show. I apologize. Wrestling Geeks Alliance is on Spotify. There you go. Is Spotify still rolling? Stitcher shut down. That's what it was. Stitcher shut down. Yeah. By the way, Stitcher shut down. I was thinking it was Spotify. Yeah. I'm going to have to tweak that then, aren't I? Because I took it out before. Guess what? It's added back in. Bam, there it is, Stitcher. I put Stitcher. Oh my God. I did that in real time. I screwed that up in real time. That's what I get for trying to be cute. Never try to be cute, because you know what? When you're live, you're without a net, baby. Look, you know what they say? If it was live, it was meant to happen. I have not charged my watch all day. It just occurred to me I have not charged my watch. How lazy am I? The charger's right here. I did that on purpose. That was not an accident. I did it because I know you guys are watching and listening. It's right here on my desk, and I have not charged it because I'm lazy. I've been quite busy today doing some work, so there you go. Key says Crown Jewel was good, not great. Disappointed that Kairi Sane did not get a bigger crowd reaction upon returning. Yeah, there you go. Kairi Sane is great. Kairi Sane is beyond great. Kairi Sane is freaking awesome. I loves me some Kairi Sane. Oh my God, I love her so much. She did return. You're right. Yeah. She did return. Oh wait, we didn't finish the card, did we? Let's get to it. Io Sky defeated Bianca Belair. And yes, you got the return of Kairi Sane. Cody Rhodes defeated Damian Priest. We'll get it. Jeez. And Roman Reigns defeated LA Knight, which I'm pretty sure we all told you. We all said he would last week, and nobody listened. I'm just kidding. I think everybody listened. I mean, how many of you guys and gals here today thought really, truly believe that LA Knight was going to become your new champion last week? Did anybody really believe that? I didn't. Robbie said, I saw the show, and one thing I was impressed by was when Cody's music started, the fans, even though they speak another language, they sang it word for word in English, best moment. Yeah, that's a thing, man. That's a thing. Just because someone speaks another language, if they're a fan of something, they'll, there's a word for that. Oh, God, I can't remember now. It's like they're pronouncing it, is phonetically the right word, the right term? They're pronouncing the sounds. Doesn't mean necessarily that they know the words. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Probably a lot of them did. I'm just saying like that. But sometimes that'll, like, they're pronouncing it based on the sound of the words, not necessarily that they can speak English. Whoever the they may be, right? Is Drew going to join the Judgment Day? Do they need him? If Drew joins the Judgment Day, I think Finn Balor is probably out at some point. I could be wrong. I could be dead wrong. But I don't know that they need him, if I'm being honest. CRP says, if Kairi has been gone for a while, it's a different crowd. She had a big social media response to returning, though. That's true. Rendell says, so tired of the same old finish with Roman. A lot of people are. Yeah, like Chris, we talked about this. I went back and watched that clip, by the way. You're right. Whew. That could have been very hairy, very quick. That could have ended horribly for Ray, man. So, yeah, good on him for being there. Good on him for being there. Let's go to the next segment here, kids. NXT on the CW. You guys and gals have heard about it. It was announced this week. NXT will be leaving USA Network for a new TV home in October of 2024. It's a 5-year deal between NXT and the CW. And the deal represents supposedly a 70% increase in average annual value over NXT's previous contract. How's about that? Shawn Michaels was quoted this week when asked about it. Here's what he said, quote, it's a huge deal for us coming to CW in October 2024. This really is. It's a huge deal for the young men and women here at NXT. As you mentioned, the stars of tomorrow and sort of since its inception in 2013, coming to network television is just gigantic. And for people who aren't in the television industry, that means the possibility of being in every home in America, which is just huge for us, incredibly exciting, end quote. Michaels did an interview with News Nation, and that was his quote. So there you go. It is a big deal. And look, I can't sit here in this very chair and tell you things like I wish every pro wrestling company well that's doing the business right, and then go back on my word. I've never wished ill will on NXT. I don't watch it. The brand is unrecognizable from what I enjoyed watching with when Ciampa and Gargano were there. But look, I don't have to love anything about it, okay? It's just me. It's just maybe you guys still love it. I don't know, but I don't watch it. I just don't. I can't bring myself to do it. It doesn't mean that I don't want it to succeed and to flourish. I'm glad it's doing well. I'm glad WWE's doing well, honestly. Rebecca, we got that in the queue loaded up for the NWA thing. I think it's the next thing up online as well. Ray says, in my opinion, NXT is too corny. Lots of backstage crap. Only stars male. Yeah, you know what? We talked about that after the 6M this Wednesday, didn't we? Yeah, yeah. But there again, kids, for as many people that doesn't like it or doesn't watch it, there's a lot of people that do enjoy it and watch it every week. So it is what it is, man. What are you going to do? Ron says, not as good as Black and Gold. Agreed. But better than the 2.0. I hear that too. I hear not as good, but better than. I hear that a lot. By the way, shout out Julia Hart because I just freaking want to. I love Julia Hart. Are you kidding me? My God. So good. So good. Yeah. Big fan. Big fan. By the way, if you spend your time crapping on Julia Hart, shame on you. Why do we crap on wrestlers? Does anyone have an answer? Maybe I don't want to hear the answer. Why do we waste so much time crapping on the talent? This person this and that person that. Whatever. You want to crap on their character? Have at it. You want to crap on a match? I guess if you want to, have at it. But when you start crapping on people, what's wrong with people, man? People is messed up. People can be trash bags when they want to be. Good to see Red Velvet back this week, by the way. She's wearing an apron. Red Velvet was wearing an apron. Hey, look, man, whatever works for you, right? Whatever works for you. We were talking about this earlier on. Let's go ahead and touch on it right now. This Billy Corgan thing has done blowed up. If anybody watched NWA Samhain, which streamed on October 28th, you saw some weird stuff happening that looked a whole lot like cocaine. So, look, Nick Hausman, who has since created his own thing now called House of Wrestling, initially wrote the report about when all this came out. He has since added, quote, one source we spoke with at WWE gave us the impression that talks with the CW accelerated following the incident of the NWA. They went on to say, no segment ever done in wrestling has had that severe of consequences to the promotion than the Saw Wayne Coke spot, end quote. And we've also heard this week, supposedly NWA roster is not happy with Corgan. They've been venting their issues with his leadership, and especially after the CWWB announcement, the supposed frustrations, they number and they're up there. Corgan's work with his band, the Smashing Pumpkins, impacting communication in the NWA, including talent not finding out about plans till the day of the taping, and sometimes just an hour before the show starts. That sounds very Eric Bischoff, WCW era. Tests being given out to talent to test their loyalty or see how they'll react, such as having over-acts lose their first match in the NWA, or Billy criticize them even if they've done nothing wrong. Younger talents under 25 not being allowed to lose when they take outside bookings. The same restriction is apparently not placed on older wrestlers, freeing them up to get more dates outside the NWA. I've been a part of that in the independent circuit before. It is very difficult. When you have a guy that you're pushing as your champion, as your top dog, it's very difficult when he goes to the promotion that's an hour away from you and works the first match and loses. That's very, very difficult. I'm not saying that's the same thing here, okay? But I kind of feel like people are going off on Corgan without all the details. Shocking, isn't it? We go off and make, hasty presumptions about people in the pro wrestling business that we don't know, and we don't even really know if the information is even truly being reported correctly. Because he's come out this week and said they still have two TV deals on the table. They have deals that they can't announce yet, and nothing has changed. And I don't think Corgan ever said the word CW. It was reported, supposedly it was CW. None of this has come out from Corgan yet. But look, this is what people do. We all know that, don't we? This is what people do when it comes to this pro wrestling stuff, man. People just, if they don't know the details, they make stuff up. They make stuff up if they don't know it. Doesn't that suck? Key says, don't think moving to the CW will really increase viewership, but the fans that enjoy it will watch regardless. Well, CW still trends younger, right? I mean, NXT needs that, don't they? NXT needs the younger audience. AEW has a demographic. NXT does not. NXT trends older because you've got like older fans watching it, right? So I suspect they want the younger demographic. You want to know why people are so in love with the younger demographic? Because they're going to be here in 30 years. See what I'm saying? There's something to be said for that. There's something to be said for, is our primary target audience going to be alive in 30 years? Hey, I'm just saying, you always want that young viewership. If you can hook them now, you'll have them forever. If you can hook them. That's the thing. Chris thinks it's CW backpedaling because the WWE deal and exclusivity. That's it. Pay-per-view spot was a nice out for them. Like an excuse. I can see that. Sugar Shane says, does this remind you of when ECW moved to TNN and then Raw moved there? Also, Paul Heyman was hot. He should have been hot. And Heyman always believed that ECW was a test run for TNN, for them to see if they actually really even wanted pro wrestling on their network. And when they got it, they said, hey, we could make this work. And plus, it gave WWE an opportunity to say, hey, you've got pro wrestling there. You see what I'm saying? So they set the table for WWE to come in. That it had less to do with, we don't like ECW. I mean, they put them on ECW on a Friday night or like a Saturday night. Gave them a horrible, horrible time slot. Network didn't do right by them. They never did. Never did. It was terrible. Paul had no communication. Don't get me started. Heyman had no communication with TNN at all. And we know TNN became Spike Television. There you go. He says, Monday be 18 years since Eddie Guerrero passed away. Time just, man, crazy, isn't it? Eric Jackson in the house. Glad you made it, my friend. Ron says some folks don't understand the business at that level, but still want to complain. Well, and to be honest, people complain on every level, don't they? I mean, just every level. People criticize and rip and say unprofessional things and things about talent that they've never met and will probably never meet. And, here's what I think. No one asked, but it's my show. Whatever, right? Here's what I think, honestly. If you cannot say to the person what you say on your podcast, why are you saying it on your podcast? If Vince McMahon were face to face with me right now, eye to eye, I'd be totally honest and say, I don't care for your product. I don't care for the way it's shot. It's not for me anymore. No disrespect, but it's not. Notice you don't hear me come on this show and say, he's this, he's that, F him, F him, F him, the heck with him. He can do this and he can do that and he can whatever, insert expletive here. Put that dude in front of that podcaster and everything will change. Isn't that funny how that works? And you know what some podcasters do? They hide behind this idea of, well, it's First Amendment. Look, you can say, anyone can say whatever they want, including me. I could rant at any time and trash anybody I wanted to. And I could, trust me. But you know why I don't? I don't care to. That's not who I am. Dude, y'all should know that by now, man. I believe in I want to have fun on this show. I don't want this show to ever become a hit piece. I don't want anything I write to be a hit piece. And I don't want this show to become, line up the targets, Tom gonna go shooting. I don't do that. That's me. That's me. Thankfully, I don't see a whole lot of that from people I know personally, but I see it from a distance with people I've never met or talked to, and I see it all the time. And I'm like, oh, dude, what are you doing? It's weird. You know what I mean? I would always assume, and you know what? It's a good rule to have in life. If you would never talk smack to someone's face, why would you say it behind their back? It's weird, isn't it? Isn't it? I don't know. Sorry, I got off on a rant there. Robbie says the latest article mentioned the NWA will stream on their app, just not on the CW channel. I thought that was in WWE's. No, is it NWA? Because I did read that, but I couldn't remember. Ron, look, Ron, that okay, well that's fair, but like really, you know what? If you really put that in your mind, what you just said, if not you, but I'm talking about whoever, and not just podcasting, but any walk of life. If you really go back and think about the things you said, whether on a show or in real or to your friend or whatever, really think about everything and then ask yourself, could I have the guts to say it to a person's face? We all have friends we confide in, right? I'm just saying. Just my opinion. Let's do some rapid fire news nuggets here before we open the floor up. How's about that, children? Right off the bat, in case you hadn't heard, John Cena has had surgery on his arm. He is, sent out a message on socials thanking Dr. Jeffrey Dugas, and his entire team at the Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center, Birmingham, Alabama. He noted that he had one arm fixed and is headed out for therapy. He also said that he's got another surgery coming up soon. So there you go. Speedy recovery to Mr. Cena, and we'll see him back at some point. We know the Screen Actors Guild strike is coming to an end, so chances are he's going to be done for a while. He posted the Warner Brothers Looney Tunes, that's all, folks, on his socials. So we assume he's going to be gone for a while. So there you go. Another bit of news that has come out this week. Vince McMahon to sell approximately 30% of his TKO stock. It'll pay out roughly $700 million. He intends to sell 8.4 million shares of TKO Group holding stock, roughly 30% of his stake in the company. According to a press release and documents that TKO filed with the SEC, McMahon intends to sell 8.4 million shares of the company's Class A common stock, which as of close of the stock market on this past Thursday was worth just over $713 million. In the after-hours trading on Thursday, the TKO stock price was down roughly 5.3% with the news of McMahon's sale. The SEC filing notes that TKO CEO Ari Emanuel and TKO COO Mark Shapiro intended to buy $1 million of the stock McMahon is putting up for sale, with other company directors set to purchase $850,000 worth of the stock. TKO Group Holdings will repurchase approximately $100 million worth of the stock. McMahon remains the executive chairman of TKO Group Holdings. The company was created by a merger, of course, from WWE and UFC, finalized in September. And I think what we're all trying to get to with this story, it's very simple. Hey, Vince, let me hold about $20. I'm good for it. You got it, don't you? Don't say you don't. I done read the report. I read it here live. You can let me hold about 20, can't you? Let me spot me 20. It can almost help pay for my dinner. I get Little Caesars pizza. You know how many pizzas I can get for $20 at Little Caesars? Are you kidding me? Little Caesars, horrible for you. It'll kill us all, Little Caesars will. Best deal in town. I didn't get Little Caesars as a sponsor. Are you kidding me? How great would that be? Tom Clark's Main Event sponsored by Little Caesars. Holy Lord. Let's make that happen. Little Caesars, best value in town for dinner or lunch. It's the truth, man. You can get 2 pizzas and a Crazy Bread for $20. You know how many people that'll feed? Think about it. Best deal in town. I don't care what anybody says. Also this week, you see it, the people's president. The Rock says multiple political parties approached him to run for president. He was on Trevor Noah's podcast this past week. He says attempts have been made to get him to run for president of the United States. Yeah. He was asked about a 2021 poll that claimed 46% of adults in the U.S. would support his campaign for president. According to The Rock, several political parties approached him in 2022 with more research supporting the idea he would be a real contender in a presidential election. He said, quote, "That was an interesting poll that happened. I was really moved by that. I was really blown away and I was really honored. I'll share this a little bit with you. At the end of the year in 2022, I got a visit from the parties asking me if I was going to run and if I could run. It was a big deal and it came out of the blue. It was one after the other, and they brought up that poll, and they also brought up their own deep dive research that would prove that should I ever go down that road, that I'd be a great contender. I'd be a real contender. It was all very surreal because that's never been my goal. My goal has never been to be in politics. As a matter of fact, there's a lot about politics that I hate. Join the club," end quote. Tom said that last part. I remember a couple, 2-3 years ago, he was talking about this, and he made the comment that he wasn't going to do it because of the time, the consumption of time it would take on his life and on his family's life if he were president. He was already looking down the road to being president. That's how far he had come in his thought process. Not the time it would take to run for president, but when he won president. I like The Rock. We don't need Dwayne Johnson as our president. That's me talking. That's as political as I'll get. That's all I'm saying. I like The Rock. I don't like him enough to vote for him. Metalik. Have you heard this little news nugget? There was an AEW Rampage match pulled, apparently, on the October 20th edition. Don't know why we're not hearing about it till now, but check this out. Metalik and Commander were scheduled to have a singles match on the show. However, according to Wrestling Observer newsletter, Metalik was not willing to lose the match, resulting in it being scrapped from the show. See if you can wrap your head around this. The reason the 1025 Rampage show only had 3 matches instead of 4 is because Commander versus Metalik was booked for the show and then pulled when Metalik refused to put Commander over. He still worked Collision a few days later. He had lost to Commander in a singles match taped for ROH TV on October 14th. The match aired on the 19th. Metalik was back in the October 28th ROH taping and wrestled in a 4-way match with Angelico, Slim J, and Grigo Loco. And then Metalik was in Tijuana for a show with The Crash on November 3rd. So in other words, he's losing on TV. He doesn't want to lose here. I'm not going to comment a whole lot on this except to say, when you begin to get the reputation as someone that will not lose or doesn't want to lose or has a problem with losing, you will never not be known for that. So if anyone could have any sort of input to Metalik over there, I would say, hey, Metalik, maybe don't complain too much about losing a match that's not real. I don't get it. But I'm not in Metalik's shoes. Maybe he has a point besides everything I just said. Maybe there's more to the story that I don't know. Yeah, there you go. I don't know. We'll see. The floor is open, children. We've got 8 minutes to the top of the hour, which means you have 8 minutes to hit me with your questions, comments, thoughts, words of wisdom. everything in between. And then I'm going to get to my weekend, and so should you. Let's do it. He says, if you were stranded on an island, which 3 viewers on here today would you choose to be stranded with to work together to get off the island? The 3 that you know who will have your back. That's a great question. It's a weird question, but it's a great question. Nate Dogg's coming. You want to know why? Nate's the smartest guy I know. And Nate can get out of anything. He knows more than most you people have forgotten. I promise you that. Quiz him, he'll tell you. Nate would be one. I'd have to say CRP would have to be there too. Chris Patton would have to be there too. Chris looks to me like to be a survivor. You know what I mean? Help us survive through that. I don't know about the third one. E, you think I'm just going to give it to you because you asked the question. But E, you give me a hard time all the time, man. You're very mean. You're very rude all the time. You know what I mean? It's frustrating for me if you're so rude. All the time with the rudeness. I was in a situation, in a work-related situation several years ago when The Walking Dead was like really hot. And the 2 guys that worked for me were all 3 Walking Dead fans. And so we'd run these scenarios of which one of the characters would we be if the Walking Dead plague happened in reality, who we'd be. And I was always Rick. I got voted Rick every time. Every time. And I'm like, why do I end up having to be Rick every time? They're like, because you're the leader. You're the guy. You always make the plan and you know where to put people and how to organize and everything. And it's funny because one of the guys that worked for me was named Shane. Well, he was Shane. You know what Shane's idea about Walking Dead was? Every man for himself. Only the strong survive. It's the truth, man. He was serious about that too. We'd have conversations about episode from the night before or whatever, and he's like, I'm like, so you just leave? He's like, I'm leaving you. If you can't keep up, you're staying. You know what I mean? You got to keep up, right? You know, I'm surviving. You don't want to survive? I'm leaving you there. Shane was never about the group. It was all about Shane. Just like Shane on the TV show. Isn't that funny? Faye from the Untitled Wrestling Podcast. Faye, you want to go to the island with me and Chris Patton and Nate? It's the island we're stranded on. I had to pick 3? You said 3 people? Yeah. I got to pick 3 other people. You have any like survival skills there, Faye? All right, Ray. Ice Cube or Q-Tip? I'll go Tip. Part 2, Public Enemy or Eric B. and Rakim. Public Enemy. And if Adam Cole came to your house and invited you and your family to go kart racing and said you could bring a friend, could I join? Yes, because I don't do go-karts. I'm 6'3". It's difficult. Later wanted to get Beyond Burgers and delicious, tasty fries. Could I join as well? Yes, and would I be the third person? Oh, Ray wants to be the third person. Faye done said yeah, Ray. Ray, I don't know if you have any survival skills, man. Faye said she does, man. Come on. Faye gonna help us live. You know what I mean? Faye gonna help us make it. We gotta get off that island. I'm not gonna be Gilligan, man. Believe it. You're what? Are you 4 foot? No way. Are you 4'8"? My mom is 5'3", and as her son that ended up 6'3", you better believe I've always gave her grief about that. My son's already taller than her. My son is taller than you at this point. You're legit 4'8". Holy Lord. All right, Robbie. Last week's group question was good so far. So for the group, here it is. Which 3 wrestlers' entrance music, when you hear it, gives you the chills down your spine, revs you up? I will start. Tied for first, Sandman, Goldberg, Stone Cold, and The Undertaker. I'll say The Brood. I'm still a huge fan of The Brood soundtrack. Not soundtrack, but entrance music. I love Okada's entrance music. If you've never put Okada's music in your ears, like in AirPods or headphones, do it. That thing hits harder than you may expect. You think maybe it won't. It hits harder than you expect. So I'll say that, and I'll say Iron Man for the Road Warriors. I'll say Iron Man, Okada, and who's my other one? Oh, the Brood. Those questions are fun. I like them. Shane says Bad Street USA. Good choice. Stranglehold by Ted Nugent. We don't like the guy. We like his song, right? And Road Warriors. Yep, there you go. Faye says her 13-year-old son is taller than her. Holy Lord. Ray says I was a Boy Scout. Does that help? Maybe. You ain't getting no patches. We just got to get off the island. Nate's quoting Living Color with... it was an experience to be in Chicago for CM Punk's first match back in 7 years. And that music rang out. CRP says Stone Cold's theme. Brendan is extremely late. Iron Claw looks good. I think I'm gonna definitely check out the film. We'll see how it plays out. Nate says Io Shirai had some bumping theme music a few years ago. Agreed. Faye says Final Countdown, Metalingus, Devil's Sky. Interesting. I'm okay with all those. CRP says Chris or Stone Cold's theme on repeat. Unfortunately, I can't play any of them. Want to know why? They'll pull me down quicker than a Confederate statue. Sometimes I like to mix things up. Sometimes. I had this because I got cold. I had to run home and I made some coffee and came back. Because it's 12 degrees out there. It is November. It's not no shave November because I just haven't shaved my neck in a couple of days. It's like the worst feeling ever. I got to get rid of it. Who's smarter, Bruce Banner or Tony Stark? I will say Bruce Banner. If you're talking about MCU, I'm going to say Bruce Banner because Bruce was against Ultron and Tony pushed forward with it anyway. So for the sake of the MCU, if we're talking about Marvel books, the comics, I'll say Stark. But it's tough. It's tough. Shane says rap is crap. That's like the worst song ever. The gimmick was fun. It was hokey. It was silly. And it worked. Hated that song. Ooh, Harlem Heat's theme, which, by the way, was a generic song that was not written for them. It was a generic piece of music that WCW got the rights to use from somebody. Because I've heard it in TV shows and whatnot. So, and even the sound effect, you hear the woman, that's not Sherry. Funny how that works. Because, man, WCW never spent any money on music except that Wolfpack song. That Wolfpack song to this day is a great song. I forgot about that one. That was a fun one. Everyone, please welcome Brina. Man, y'all be showing up late. Man, what's going on? It's 5 o'clock. Y'all are an hour late. Be ashamed of yourselves. I got to bring that green screen back to the office, man. I'm like digitizing. I'm like the Matrix. I'm here and I'm not here. Like I'll be here and then I'll suddenly just like blink out of existence or something. Yeah, the bunny is gone, supposedly. Been released. Supposedly was amicable. I don't know if that's true or not. We'll see. Chris Patton says Hardy theme. Yeah, Hardy's theme was not written for them either. It is one of those generic songs, for sure. Yeah. And so is there's somebody else. Seems like there's somebody active today who has one of those songs that just is used by everybody or used wherever. Toby, you are here. Man, y'all, what happened? We're over an hour and everybody's here. Man, what's up? Y'all got to be on time next time, man. I expect y'all here at 4 o'clock next week. 4 o'clock Eastern. Eastern. Not Central. Eastern. You kidding me? MJF. I was thinking it was MJF. That song was, yeah. Yep, Hardcore Holly. Good call, Brandon. For sure, yeah. Now, are you thinking Crash? I thought Crash's music. Crash's music, by the way, is awesome. Are we kidding? Oh, Shane says, I always like the opening of the... Oh, yeah. Da-da-da, da-da, Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun. Yeah. They used that thing to death when they did that WCW Invasion. Horrible. It worked for what it was supposed to be, but it was pretty freaking terrible. Yeah, the 400 pounds gimmick. So we used to run show Tom's Extreme back in the day. He worked for us exclusively. A little promotion in Lenore, about an hour or so from here, and it's where he cut his teeth, where he learned, where he trained, and everything. So we ran every Saturday night. So he had this great gimmick called the Tequila Kid. He put on, he probably couldn't run it now. It's probably very disrespectful, but it was funny at the time. He put on the sombrero, and he would come out dancing around, and he didn't know any Spanish. He would just say "Ole" or something. Again, a white kid doing this, probably not advised in 2023. It was funny at the time, but probably not too funny now. But we had our ring announcer. He would come up and hand him something to read, and he knew he was going to do it. But he's like, hailing from Tijuana, Mexico, weighing in at 450 pounds, and like look at him, and he's like nodding his head doing this. It was so funny. And if you know Thomas Extreme, he was a 98 pounds if he was anything at that time, especially. Rob says another good one. Yeah, is that Kansas? It's Kansas, isn't it? Why am I blanking on the band? I think it's Kansas. Toby says, well, I'm finally here live. What's your opinion of Timeless Tony and how you think? Dude, you had an hour, freaking Toby, with your Duke symbol. I shouldn't even talk to you with a Duke symbol up on my screen. Are you kidding? It's a heel country, baby. We didn't mention Mariah May. I thought the debut backstage on a microphone was pretty terrible. And I love Tony. And everybody here that don't like Timeless Tony Storm can get on off my show. Take a hike. See you later, because you're wrong. Uh-oh. I didn't pull a rank on you. It's my show. You don't like Tony Storm? Get out. I love her. Are you kidding me? She's having more fun than anybody I've ever seen. Pro wrestling is supposed to be fun. Everybody should be having fun. If the talent's not having fun, then the company's not doing it right. This is supposed to be fun. Tony Storm's having a blast. Juice Robinson is having a blast. Danhausen. These people have fun. You know what I mean? That's what this should be. This should be fun. If this isn't fun, I don't know what we're doing all this for. These are grown men and women wearing funny pants and painting their faces and sweating on each other. And I'm going to say something. Now it's my turn. Now it's my turn. Pro wrestling is silly from the top down and from the bottom up. And y'all know that. All y'all know that. And because it's silly and ridiculous and nonsensical, and none of this could ever happen in real life, none of it would ever work in a real fight, shut up, it wouldn't. Go next time you get in a fight, try to Irish whip somebody. Let's just have fun. Just have fun. It's just supposed to be fun. That's all. Jeez. He says around the holidays are hard for you. Thank you, E. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate you. Face says wrestling is a soap opera, but you get to punch each other in the face. Oh, I hate the soap opera cliche. I'll allow it. I'll allow it, but you watch your step, McCoy. Sometimes I like to be the judge on Law and Order. Did you catch that? I'll allow it, Faye. However, I hate it. Because I heard that when I was a kid. Yes, Joe. Look, Joe's going to kill all of us. We all know how Armageddon's going to come. Samoa Joe. That's the truth. Wait and see. Toby, I ain't putting your Duke Country comment up on my screen. This is my show. These are my records. Yeah, I ain't doing it. Can't make me either. Aren't you sad that you didn't say what I wanted you to say? All right, kids, we're 7 minutes past the hour, and there's 14 of you here. If there's 14 of you here, then all 14 of you could say something right now unless you're driving a car, so maybe don't be talking and driving a car. Maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe don't get killed because of me, because, I can't afford a lawsuit. I don't have the money for covering, okay? But if there's 14 of you here that can type, blah, 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 message something right now. Go. 14. I want 14. Go. I see one. Now there's 15. There's 14 more people. Oh, look. They're all doing it. You guys are awesome. This is great. I love when I can just say, boom, and y'all go, oh. You know what I mean? I love it. Who runs this show? I run this show. Oh, Captain, my captain. I had a fairly good week. I'm feeling pretty good. Can you tell? I'll put this up, even though you got that god-awful Duke symbol up. Glad you can make it back, Toby. Nate says, favorite Iconics moment. Moving on. Faye says, I'm not answering that. Faye says, sorry, I'm sorry for being late, and I will do better next week. Faye, will you come on the show? Will you do video for me? Because if you'll do video, do the main event next week, would you? Have you got, like, quality video? It doesn't have to be quality. What is this, TV? Some people don't like to do video. I get it. If you don't, it's fine. Chris says, sick 'em, go dogs. Ha ha, uh-oh. Look out, Toby's coming for you. What do I think of Brian Pillman Jr. so far in NXT? Look, I hate it. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I hope it works. I hope it gets over, and I hope he makes some good money he can put in the bank and use. And I hope he's successful. I really, truly do. I don't like it. I think it's silly. I think it's weird. It's not for me. But I hope it gets over for him, and I hope it works for him. That dude's been through a lot. I don't think we really think to mention that too awful much. That dude's been through a lot. If any of you in this crowd have lost your dad, you know what I mean. I don't care what age. It never, ever leaves you. That dude's been through a lot. So, like, while people are taking shots at him and saying all kinds of weird things about him, I won't do it. Okay? I hope it works for him. It's not for me, but I hope it works. Shane says he claimed got scissored on Dynamite. Looking forward to see who the group is. I still think under the mask, it's probably Adam Cole. And they're going to play it out like Cole's been the guy the whole time. And you can't say to me, well, it's not MJF because MJF was in the ring. The guy in the mask wasn't backstage. He was on a separate clip that buzzed in and out. So it could still be MJF. And I know people are thinking, Tom, that's not possible. Anything's possible. I still think it could be Jungle Boy and that'd be fun. But hey, what do I know? Travis, what's going on? Hey, man, I'm glad you showed up. We had a lot of people showing up at the end. I'm not going to start going live at 5. Ooh, I like that. Live at 5. Oh, crap. Am I going to have to do that now? I don't want to have to go live at 5. I like to go live at 4. Doesn't work, does it? I said Britt Baker is the devil. Faye will show up. Oh, I won't forget about you, Faye. Let's get you on the show next week. It's hard. Yeah, you got me. Hard to pick one, he says. Chris says my video is sitting in the dark like I'm Mankind circa 96 because of my office lighting. It's David Finley. Oh, well, you know what? I think there's potholes to that, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think there's potholes. I think there's stuff that doesn't click with that. However, I don't hate it. I'm a New Japan guy. I really, truly am. I enjoy AEW, and I don't mean anything, in case Mr. Khan is watching. I could use a job, Tony. What's up? Hey, look, what am I? I'm not above pandering. I've been trying to sell out for years, okay? That's what I'm here for. I can't wait to sell out to the highest bidder. I'm telling you, give me a blank check, let me sign. But I'm a New Japan guy. AEW and WWE are TV wrestling, and that's okay. I grew up with TV wrestling. I know how TV wrestling works. New Japan is not TV wrestling. New Japan is not cutting to commercial. New Japan don't dump guys on the outside. Fans, we'll be right back. New Japan doesn't have 20 promos, in-ring promos that last 20 minutes. They don't have 35 run-ins in one match. They don't have the champ come out and talk, and he's interrupted by 6 people with 6 mics. TV wrestling's good. It's fun. I grew up with it. I'll keep watching it. New Japan is not TV wrestling. New Japan is wrestling. So if you like wrestling, as I do, you enjoy New Japan. I'm a New Japan guy. It's who I am. That's right. You are going to Japan. You suck, Faye. I'm kidding. You don't. But like, I'm so jealous. I really want to go, man. Trav says, whoever's under the mask, AW can't mess it up. They can. Oh, sure they can. You mean they better not. No, I get you. I hope they don't. I hope they don't mess it up. And you know what? Honestly, it's easy to mess things up. I mean, God, you know this, right? Everybody knows it. It's easy to screw things up. Sometimes the best made plans on paper look good, sound good, feel good, taste good. You put them into effect and you're behind the screen going, oh God, that looks terrible. It happens. I hope it doesn't happen here. I think they got an opportunity to do something fun that sets off the calendar year 2024 and could possibly run for half the year better if they play it right. I agree with that. So I agree that it should, hopefully will go well. He said, what if front of the mask is the Midnight Rider, if you will? I don't know who Dusty Rhodes is, and I'm not Dusty Rhodes. You can't prove it. I don't know who that was. That wasn't quite Dusty, was it? It was a little bit dusty. Not 100% dusty. Yeah. You can't prove I'm him. Brandon says, I love it to be Edge, Christian, and someone else. Curveball. Oh, you mean Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. Could be. Copeland's so tall, though. We've seen the Devil, and the Devil's just a little fella. He's a wee lad, right? He ain't Copeland size. There's regular size, super size, and Copeland size. He's not that big. How tall is Adam Copeland? I'm 6'3", man. I don't know how tall Copeland is. All right, kids, guess what? It is 5:15, my God in heaven. Live at 5! Look what happened. This is why I got to put the green screen in, see? Digitize. I'm going to start doing Ultraman. I'm just going to like look up and just fly up into space and whatnot. Y'all going to be freaked out. I'm not even going to hit the stop button. One day I'm just going to look up like Ultraman and then just take off. And you'll see my feet going up. Y'all be like, oh my God, he was Ultraman after all. I love Ultraman. Are you kidding me? I grew up with that stuff, man. I love Ultraman. Cheesy and hokey and probably terrible now. But as a kid, Ultraman was awesome. You hear my chair? I need to oil this thing. All right. Nate, go. Nate says one more question. Make it count. Toby says I show up and the show takes off. I see. Has nothing to do with the fact that that you showed up an hour after the fact, right? No, not cheesy like Captain Planet. Captain Planet's terrible. My sister watched that when she was little. Terrible show. Don't none of y'all even pretend. It's terrible. Okay. Logan Paul, how long does he hold the belt? 6 months. I don't know. He could lose it at Mania. How long would that be? Oh, that'd be pushing 4.5, 5 months. I say he loses at Mania. That's my prediction. Thank you, Toby. I appreciate you. All right, kids, we're getting up out of here. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your business. Thanks so much for hanging out. If you have not yet visited the website, guess what's getting ready to happen to you right now? And bam, there it is. Boink. Say it again. Geez, I messed it up. BoinkStudios.com. Go visit the website. Check it out. All the podcast links are there. Social media links are there. We broadcast live there at the main event. So if you don't care, if you don't want to watch it on Facebook or you don't want to watch it on the YouTube, you don't have to. We stream it live on the website. I think you'll dig the website, man. So again, I hope you like it. BoinkStudios.com. Once you're there, on the very front page, join us on the Discord. We've got a lot of people there, and it's very quiet. You want to know why? Yours truly is not spending a whole lot of time there. I do, but like everybody there is pretty quiet. You want to know why? We've all got lives to lead, honestly. And plus, the Untitled Wrestling Podcast Discord is pretty active. And I've got, of course, some guys, from there. But it's fine. It's fine. I'd like to get it built up, and that's where you come in. So again, None of this stuff costs you money. None of my stuff's behind a paywall, including the website, including the Discord, including any of the podcasts that I have and maintain on a weekly basis. 12 episodes a month, kids. 3 pods, 12 episodes a month. So yeah, I'm busy. I'm tired. I need a nap. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go enjoy my weekend. I want you guys to do the same. I appreciate you very much. Thanks for subscribing and downloading and listening and watching live during, after, and before the fact, whatever. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you guys very much. Hey, everybody, have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. I appreciate you. Be safe out there. See you later, kids. Have a good one.